Hello guys, it is me, Danielle J. Mitchell, your up and coming queen of real estate. And I wanted to let you guys know about this new feature that I'm offering to all my clients and potential clients. It is, drum roll please. Give me a drum. It is virtual one-on-one consultations via Zoom. Okay, so if you guys contact me, you can message me, you can text me, my information is below down there. I can schedule a one-on-one meeting with you so we can have discussions on what your plans are as far as buying a home or as far as selling your home. I'm also offering free comparative market analysis to those who are looking to sell their home, whether it's right now during this pandemic or whether it's shortly after this is over, because it will be over. So just have hope, okay? And so you can have me zoom right on into your house, show me around, and I can give you a range based on your neighborhood and based on the condition of your home as to how much in today's market it could go for. Okay? Again, this is Danielle J. Mitchell, the up and coming queen of real estate, and it was great speaking with you guys, and I hope you'll take advantage of this, okay? If you have questions about buying, if you have questions about selling, especially during this time where we are navigating, the market is still growing strong, okay? But we are navigating, we are accommodating, we are coming up with more and more inventive ways to close deals, So please contact me. You can get a hold of me via my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube if you leave a comment or something, however you can get to me, and my information again is right there. So thank you guys so much, and remember, there is no place like home and no place like home buying. Also, don't forget to join me every week at 2 p.m. on Tuesdays for my weekly Tuesday tip at 2, where we talk about things that's going on in the real estate market, especially during this time of the pandemic, as well as other real estate tips. You can also join my Facebook group, Tuesday tip at 2, 24/7, where you're getting the latest up-to-date information on real estate, and it's an opportunity for you to share your questions. It's a closed group. It's for people who are looking to buy, sell real estate. Thank you guys so much, and have a wonderful, wonderful, great day, and please stay safe out there. Bye-bye. Hello guys. Hi. How are you all doing today? I am streaming live from Facebook and live from YouTube, and thank you for joining me. It took me a time to get on this streaming device, if you will. Let me adjust this a little bit. But it took me a minute to get on, guys. So it's like more so Tuesday tip at tree 2. It doesn't even sound right? So it took me a minute to get on here. Just technical difficulties, but for those of you who are able to join me in live time, thank you so much. For those of you who will be joining me and just watching the replay, thank you so much. So I do want to, before I get into it, first of all, hello, it is me, Danielle J. Mitchell, your up and coming queen of real estate, of DJMrealty, your neighborhood realtor. I have a lot of hashtags and slogans. I'm overthetop.com if you hadn't noticed yet. Of course, my brokerage is United Real Estate, Philadelphia. You can see there at the bottom. My direct number is the 215-941-4854 if you want to contact me. And I will show you guys other ways that you can contact me as well towards the end of this. So I quickly wanted to, start with a little housekeeping before I get into the topic of today. It's going to be another 2-part series. And but before I get into that, I want to let you guys know that effective June 1st, this content, which I do my weekly Tuesday tips at 2, I will still continue to go live at 2 p.m. But in order to get the replay, you will have to subscribe to my mailing list, to my email list. Okay, you will have to subscribe to get the rest of it. And so all the content that I have on my YouTube and on my Facebook, it is going to be shortened, not taken down, but shortened, and where it just be, a few minutes. But they'll just be little teasers. But if you want to see the rest, you'll have to subscribe, and then I will send you a link to where you can see the full videos. Okay, that's number one. That's effective June 1st. So keep that in mind. Also, if you want to get hear about the events that I'm going to have coming up, I'm going to have some super dope virtual events coming up, guys. Okay, some super dope ones. So if you want to hear about that and you want to hear about it first, I'll need you to subscribe to my mailing list. Or of course you can send me your email via messenger, or you can write it in the comments. Okay, that's the housekeeping. Now let's get into selling your home. We did home buying. We did a series on home buying, a part 1 and part 2 on that. But now we're going to talk about home selling. Okay, so one of the things you need to remember when you're selling a home or selling any property is, part of that is the why. Okay, so why are you selling a home? Are you looking to get into your second home, third home, upgrade? Are you relocating? These different, things. You also want to make sure that you are able to you're able to get a mortgage. Okay, so similar to home buying, you want to make sure that as a home seller that you're able to get a mortgage. Okay, I was thinking of something that a mortgage person said. I think one of the things that they said, a loan officer said, to get the mortgage, I want to say before you put it on the market, but let me double check that. Just to be sure. It's either before or after. I want to say it's before you put it on the market. Pretty sure that's what it is, but don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that yet. In the comments after this, I will make sure I'm correct, okay, on what I'm saying. But either way, you want to make sure you're selling your home for the right reasons. Of course, there are many ways to put your home on the market. Hopefully it's not, you don't have to short sell it. You don't have to do, those kinds of things. But if you just in general want to sell your home because you want to get a new one, there are some ways in which you can do that. Okay. And we're going to go over that. All right. So first of all, you need to get an agent. You need to get a listing agent. I'm not going to put in a shameless plug, but I'm going to do it a little bit. So you need to get a listing agent, right? So when you do find a realtor that you can work at, a listing agent just means a realtor that is going to list your home. Okay, there are some realtors that specialize in listing homes, but essentially, you're just getting a realtor who is going to put your house on the market. Okay, so let's kind of comb through that a little bit. So you're going to be asked questions in regards, if you use a realtor, there is a payment attached to that. Now on the buying side, as a buyer's agent, you do not get paid by your buyer. You get paid by whoever listed whatever home your buyer purchased. That the listing agent is getting paid by their seller, and that listing agent splits that money with you. Okay, so the commission comes from the seller. So if you're listing your home, you're going to pay your your realtor. And generally, some realtors charge 7%, some charge 6%. Typically, it may go as low as 5%. Okay, so that's typically what it is that you're going to be paying your listing agent, which that comes out on the back end at the closing table. Okay, so when that agent, so a lot of times people will be like, well, I don't want to pay my listing agent. I don't want to. So when you're there are a lot of homeowners who will list their home themselves, right? They're called FSBOs, or for sale by owners. And then their rationale is, I don't want to pay my realtor. You can go that route, but then you're going to have a whole slew of realtors calling you. Number one, even if it says, I don't want a realtor to list my home. They're still going to call you, okay? They're still going to call you, number one. Number two, you may have had a bad experience with a listing agent in the past, but at the end of the day, you did not pay that realtor because they did not close on the house. They did not get you a buyer, okay? So to say that, it costs too much because, you had a bad experience, well, you didn't pay them. You didn't pay them, right? And so I like to look at it, I like to use the analogy where, hey, when you go to a restaurant, that waiter or waitress did not prepare the food. They did not go out and purchase it. They essentially took the food to your table and placed it in front of you, got you your drinks, got you your napkins, made sure everything was okay, provided you with an experience, right? But the chef is in there in the back, and we're not tipping the chef, right? We're not tipping the chef. We're tipping the waiter or the waitress, right? And they're just the middle person. They're just the middle person, right? So, 1 second. So, I have kids in the background. So, at the end of the day, we have to remember that as a realtor, I'm a professional. I'm providing a service. There is a lot that goes into being able to market and list your property properly. So you're just giving that person what's due to them, just in general, guys, just in general. And like I said, we tip waiters all day long, and they didn't even make the food, they didn't prepare it, but they provided us with an experience and a service. And certainly as realtors, we're being experts in our fields. We're being the middleman. You get a lot of phone calls. You deal with people who just want to look at it. They may not even be qualified, but we're bringing you qualified buyers, people who are willing, ready, willing, and able to make that purchase. And so that's what we want, right? So you're going to be asked a series of questions by your listing agent, okay? So you're going to have to fill out a lead property disclosure, lead best paint disclosure. A property disclosure is pretty much saying, tell me everything you know about your property, okay? So if you had a new roof, if you had it remodeled, if there is a leak somewhere that you know of, you need to write that down. If there is all these different things, you're going to fill out all that good paperwork, as well as a listing contract, okay? Listing contract between you and your agent, okay? Those are some things. You're going to decide on a commission, okay? Typically, a client will pay, what the agent is asking for. 9 times out of 10, you're getting some cash in your pocket after you, do all the closing costs and credit. That's going to be applied at closing. So hopefully, if you have enough equity in your home, you're walking away with, $30,000, $50,000, and so off of that, you're paying a percentage to your agent and whatever closing costs that a seller would need to pay. Okay, towards the end. So listing agent, that's the thing you have to remember. All right. After that, after you figure out an agent, and listen, this can come before you officially choose your agent. It should come after. But you're going to do what is called a CMA, or comparative market analysis. Now that we have signed up, I asked you a whole bunch of questions about your property, why you're selling your home, and all that good stuff. Now let's figure out what is the market value of your home. That is different from, the tax assessed value, all that good stuff. It's different from that. It is the market value. So in today's real estate market, how much will your home go for? Homes that are like yours. So that's why it's comparative, because you're comparing it to the neighborhood, as well as to other homes that have this same or similar square footage, same or similar number of bedrooms, bathrooms, all that good stuff. That You may have homes that are not as done up, maybe a little bit old. You may have a home and your home may be completely renovated, So typically, if you have a completely renovated home or mostly renovated home, you're definitely going to have that market value is going to be higher up in that range, right? So you typically in a CMA or comparative market analysis or comp, you're going to have a range. It could be a $10,000 range, it could be a $15,000 range, it could be a $20,000 range, depending on the area that you're living in, and the specifics to your home. And it's like, typically, if you have a completely renovated, hey, I bought this property and I, gutted it out and I did all these updates and I have all these fancy appliances and a finished basement and all that other stuff, all the things that buyers love, right? Then you're likely going to be towards the higher end of that range. If maybe it's a property that you're selling and you inherited it, you're trying to get rid of it, you're whoever you inherited it from didn't keep it up. It could have been a relative or something like that, so you might range on the lower end of that CMA. Okay, if your house is good condition, not bad, some updates, not terrible, it's livable, it's nice, it's decent, then you might kind of be in the middle. Okay, so that's what CMA is going to tell you. You want to really, this is where having your realtor who is an expert, this is where this comes in very, very handy. Okay, so what happens if you do it for sale by owner, meaning again you're selling it yourself, then a lot of times, sometimes people have the misconception like, this is my property, I can sell it for whatever I want, and I'm gonna sell it for $1 bajillion, right? Some people do that on purpose because they maybe aren't motivated to sell. They just want to see, what would happen. They want to put some quote unquote fillers out there, right? But is it wise to do that? No. And matter of fact, a lot of times you're just going to scare people away. Or the people who do show interest in the property, 9 times out of 10, they're just going to be like, going to give you whatever the market value is. They're going to give you that number or go way below it. Okay. So you really want to know, okay, my home in this area, I could put my home in the market for 205. Okay. Based on, the comps. And then some people will be like, well, I want to get, because maybe for financial reasons, it's like I want to be able to capitalize on my home, and they'll say, I want to put it up for 220. In those scenarios, hey, we can try it, but guess what? If in 1 or 2 weeks it doesn't work, we're going to drop it down to where it should be. Okay, so you really want to take your realtor's expert advice. And you just want to make sure that you're following your realtor's advice, essentially. So after that, you're going to get your home ready to be sold. Okay. So one of the things you go through with your listing agent is how we're going to market the home. Okay. So are we going to put it on the Bright MLS, all that good stuff. Okay. So that's and marketing your home is going to be a step after you get your house ready. So what does that mean? You want to declutter. You want to take down super personalized decorations. So a lot of times, say you have figurines. Say you have a wall of figurines, right? Now, for some buyers, that might be cute. But for most buyers, you want to kind of keep your home very general, I think general is the best way I can explain it, at least for right now. You want to keep it general. Okay, so you want to take down kind of a more personalized stuff. You want to limit maybe, some of your family pictures. Not take them all away, but limit them. You want to make it just look like anyone can live there, as opposed to a specific person with a specific personality type. Does that make sense? So that's what it means to get, any clutter. You want to keep it like cluttered out anything that's around. So if you have certain pockets and spaces where there are a lot of visible things around. You want to take it, put it in the basement, put it in the garage. If you're going to be moving at some point, so if you want to just, clean up to put in the trash, that's a great time to do that. You want to keep it as simple as possible. When you see those staging things, staged homes, you're just seeing the pretty decorations and just the practical stuff in there, and that's it, right? So you want to do something similar. Also, if you're able to, say that your bathroom's not the best, it could just use a little TLC. Maybe it could use $1,000 worth of TLC. That's an idea as well. That could be a part of getting your home ready. So say I want that $220 price point. So it's like, hey, all right, sure. Are you willing to put in $5,000 to maybe reach that price point? To fix up your house so that that number can make sense. But you can't get to that number if you're not willing to put something into your house. All right. So you're getting it ready. If depending on what type of property you're selling, you could get a staging company. Oh, sorry, notification. You could get a staging company to come on in and say, hey, we'll stage it for you for X amount of dollars. Okay. And you can price that out, of course. You may want to put just furniture covers on your chair covers, sofa covers, just to make it look more simple, to give it a freshness. There are really small things that you can do to make it just look buyer ready. Okay. So after that, you're going to go get to the marketing stage, and I'm going to start bringing this to a close. You're going to do your marketing. Okay. Now, typically when you sign a listing contract with your agent, that question comes up about pictures, about videos, about virtual tours, about letting people in. Of course, in this climate, you need to do a lot of pictures, a lot of virtual tours. Okay. It would be wise to have a lot of have virtual open houses, because you can't have a regular open house, right? You can't really let people in. As realtors, we cannot realtors in PA cannot host an open house, and you shouldn't. I mean, I don't think any state, that a realtor is in can host a open house with people there, but you can do virtual open houses. One of the things you can do as a seller is between the seller and buyer, a buyer who's very interested, who's already pre-approved. We talked about that, already pre-approved, very interested. What you can do is, say, hey, I want this person to come check out the house if they're really serious. And then between the buyer and the seller, maybe they can collaborate. The listing agent, buyer agent can say, okay, you guys work it out, because as PA realtors, we can't take the buyer there. We can't, we can't we can't do it right now. It's not happening. We're still on lockdown, but it's still possible for it to get done. Okay. We just have to be more creative during this time. So you market your home. You put it on all the realtor.coms, the Zillows, Bright MLS, which is a realtor's lifeline. Okay. It's going to get out to all the other realtors who have buyers. And if your house is just looking great, staged nicely at a decent price, you're going to get a lot of, activity. All right. And so I'm going to end there at marketing. I'm going to do a part 2 next week. Okay. A part 2 next week. We're going to talk about selling your home and listing your home, which is what it's called. It's interchangeable, same thing. And thank you guys so much for everything. Please know that I have some exciting things coming up. So if you want to find out about them, you can go to Facebook. You can subscribe to my YouTube. You can go to Facebook. On my Facebook, if you go to the left-hand side where it has like the little titles over there, you can go sign up for my email. I think it's an email sign up tab. So that is all for today. Again, sorry I'm late, But technical difficulties. But it is me again, DJ Danielle J. Mitchell, your up and coming queen of real estate of djmrealty. And there's no place like home and no place like home buying here. I want you guys to remember that if you are interested in a free virtual consultation, you can email me. Oh, I'm sorry. You can go to the link that is below. Wait, I look like I'm looking down. That is below. bit.ly/DJM consult. Okay, and we can just have a conversation, whether it's about listing your home, whether it's about buying a home, whether it's about where does my credit need to be to do either of these things. Whatever you want to talk about as it pertains to real estate, go to that link and you can sign up right there, and we'll have a conversation. So thank you all again. Sorry for my tardiness, such is life. And I will see you guys next week at 2. Not 2:15, not 2:30, not 2:45, but at 2 for a new Tuesday to Bedtime, where we'll be talking about home listing or selling part 2. I'm sleepy, guys. It's been a long one. Bye bye.